All right, folks, welcome back. We're gonna do it this way tonight. Yeah, I like doing the darkness thing, but the darkness thing is dark. So we are going to do it this way. We're going to do it with the mask. Found a bunch of masks, and I thought, you know what? We'll go old school. Yeah. So hopefully that works for you. And we're just gonna be here and do our thing. And for those that have been here before, all of this, and when I went dark, I used to do it with a mask and like lights and everything else. And so I thought, you know what? Yeah, let's go back to this. So I tried to figure out. I don't want to spend money on a mask, and so I found these. I like the white, and I thought, yeah, yeah, baby, that's right. You know what? I thought about. I'm gonna probably do that here soon. Scrappy. For those that don't know, I used to write like messages on the mask. So anyway, no mask. Nope, there's a mask. There's going to be a mask. Yep, I used to use the mask. Remember, Gene? That's right. So let's get started and do our thing. If you are, hitting the buttons and stuff, that helps. So hit the like button, do the subscribe, and yes, the mask is unhealthy, but it also maintains your anonymity. And that is an important thing in today's wonderfully politically risk-free world. So, yeah, I still actually still have the Guy Fawkes mask, John. So I guess we'll just have to see. But I did have a face diaper, Tracy. You are correct. It was. It is what it is. So, all right, let's get going on all this. It's good to see you here. And do you want to see the full look? Huh? Do you? There it is. Pretty good, huh? Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There. Oh, God. Oh. Erico Toros is watching. He really wants to see what I look like. He actually threatened me in the background. Hey, man, you want to meet in public? No, no, I don't. And you need like mental health help. So, all right. Where's the flashlight, Jason? Yeah. All right, friends. Let's get going on all of this. And we appreciate you being here. And let's start. We are brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. I'll have more on that at the end. But this is your crisis report. I don't have a title for this one. The title on the Substack is Precipice. Okay. Because there's a lot of like things going on with the precipice. So, yeah. All right, let's get started. So I don't have to breathe too much of my own oxygen in here and get myself sick or anything like that. Cool, cool. All right. Title: The Mask. It's party time. What movie? Oh, that's right. It's called The Mask. Jim Carrey. All right, here we go. Crisis report, September 29th, 2025. Here you go. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu was made by President Trump to apologize to the Qatari Prime Minister for attacking during the White House phone call. Scientists have revealed the interstellar object 31 Atlas, a Manhattan sized comet suspected of possibly carrying alien technology, is far larger than they actually originally believed. Trump announces a plan to establish a board of peace, which he will personally lead, joined by former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair and others. Oh, yeah, we love Tony Blair. He is great. No. Individual tried to climb the White House fence today and was arrested by Secret Service. FBI has raided the home, or a home near, that was itchy, Portland's ICE facility in connection with an investigation into someone accused of pointing a high powered laser at a military helicopter carrying out lawful duties. Venezuelan opposition leaders have met with U.S. officials, including Marco Rubio, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, and Stephen Miller, in a move aimed at ousting Nicolas Maduro, Masco Blanco. Shabana Mahmood, Britain's new Home Secretary, says rising ethno-nationalism threatens her vision of an open, tolerant, and generous country, warning that multiculturalism will wither if rising ethno-nationalism is stopped. There is not stopped. France and Sweden have deployed military anti-drone units to Denmark to secure an upcoming EU summit in Copenhagen. Denmark's defense minister has urgently called up soldiers from the Reserve Extra Bladet. France, Germany, and Sweden have sent troops, radars, and counter-drone assets to Copenhagen. Yeah, it's from the according to reports. White House released a map of details of Trump Gaza peace plan. Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza Strip. Sure. Gaza will become a terror-free zone and will be redeveloped into the benefit of the people of Gaza. The deal also includes a prisoner swap. So, become beachfront property. Trump on eternal peace in the Middle East said that if Hamas rejects the deal, it is always possible, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you have to do, basically threatening them. Stripe partners with OpenAI to allow U.S. customers to buy products on Etsy directly through ChatGPT. Shopify will be added soon. Putin has ordered the largest autumn army conscription since 2016, calling up 135,000 men aged 18 to 30 for military service from October to December. YouTube has agreed to pay Trump $24.5 million to settle a 2021 lawsuit for suspending his account after January 6 riots. Here's the good news, folks. YouTube has pinky swore not to do any of the whole, suppression stuff anymore. And let me tell you, they don't. Ever. Ever. They are totally on the up and up. They believe in free speech. They love you. They want you to be able to speak freely, okay? So you have nothing to worry about, okay? Just sit back. YouTube will take care of you. YouTube loves you. YouTube will let you speak freely. We promise. Venezuelan opposition figures met U.S. officials supported by Marco Rubio, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, Stephen Miller, to overthrow Nicolas Maduro. Afghan Taliban are shutting down communications until further notice, according to government sources. Internet is basically gone. Connectivity is below 1%. Special envoy to Ukraine, General Keith Kellogg, says that President Trump has authorized long-range strikes into Russia. After Swedish Air Force VIP Gulfstream Aerospace GIVSP was in the United States for unknown reasons, a new interesting headline comes out that Sweden is considering developing its own nuclear weapons due to recent Russian threats to the Scandinavian country. Deployment of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, who arrived in Chicago and started detentions on illegal immigrants as part of U.S. President Trump's green light to restore order in the city, has begun. Agents of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement have flooded the central streets of the city of Chicago. Detentions are also being made of members of the Antifa movement, which is recognized as a terrorist organization in the U.S. U.S. National Guard forces are being deployed in Portland, Oregon to protect federal agents and Immigration Service employees. Portland is a hotspot for Antifa, who's been considered as a terrorist organization by the Trump admin. Several hundred reserve soldiers of the Danish armed forces have urgently called up its part of an emergency order to protect the upcoming EU summit on Wednesday in Copenhagen, according to Jacob Cottersbo, who is a security police advisor. Putin signed a decree which has officially withdrawn Russia from the European Convention for the Prevention of Torture. China's PLA has successfully conducted ICBM tests and reports. Kaliningrad has one Italian G550 CAEW, one Turkish E7 Wedgetail, one MMF tanker track. Poland has a P8 ASW, currently refueling, possibly going back to the North Sea. Multiple tankers, including a United States Air Force KC-135, NATO E-3 Sentry, Swedish Eland Sigint Gulfstream, and in the Baltics, the Swedish have their Saab AEW. Classified U.S. intelligence warns of China's preparations for a Taiwan invasion. A classified U.S. military intelligence report seen by ABC says China is rapidly building up the country's commercial ferry fleet to prepare for an invasion of Taiwan. That is ABC in Australia. That's the Australian broadcasting company, not here in America. The vessels have been modified to carry tanks and partake in amphibious operations. Israeli security officials warn Yemen's Houthis are training thousands of fighters for a potential mass invasion into Israel, modeled on Hamas's October 7th attack, Ynet reports. Fighters could cross from Jordan or Syria, while the Houthis have upgraded to longer-range missiles, advanced drones, and underground weapons sites to withstand airstrikes. In response, the IDF has created the 96th Division to secure the eastern border, recruiting 12,000 reservists, building new outposts, and installing barriers. Israel and Jordan are set to coordinate, but defense officials admit parts of the border remain vulnerable and could take years to fully secure. Keir Starmer was questioned on the new digital IDs. He said, bosses who want to hire illegal workers are going to check for their digital ID. And then the person said, well, we'll have to be really clear they must check. And they said, but they're not going to, are they? And he just kind of didn't answer. Roughly a dozen U.S. Air Force KC-135 RT Stratotanker aerial refueling tankers are up in a number of air bases across the United States, heading northeast and preparing to cross the Atlantic towards Europe, with several appearing to be en route to Royal Air Force Mildenhall in England. Saw the same thing happen right before the Iran war started in June. Excuse me. It's weird. You don't wear a mask for a long time, and then you put it on, and it's weird. It doesn't feel right. Excuse me, face diaper. Pentagon is seeking to double missile production for a potential conflict with China. Military commanders are urging defense contractors to ramp up production of 12 critical weapons. Situation in Europe resembles that which existed shortly before the start of the World War I. There is now the prospect of a Franz Ferdinand moment, sudden escalation capable of dragging the European continent into World War III, Politico citing European officials. Venezuelan President Maduro is ready to declare a state of emergency in case of aggression by the United States. Authorities in Norway report that an unidentified drone was spotted near a natural gas platform in the Schleipner gas field in the North Sea, about 160 miles west of the city of Stavanger. Israel's support is collapsing. This is an interesting one. Seeing it as not an incremental shift, it is a collapse of Israel's support across key demographics that will shape U.S. foreign policy for years. Democrats are overwhelmingly pro-Palestinian. Independents siding with Palestinians are 39% versus 31% for Israel. Young and non-white voters, the future of the electorate, turning away from Israel en masse. For decades, Israel was the largest cumulative recipient of U.S. foreign aid, backed by near unanimous support in Washington. That era may be ending. Times Siena poll shows the bipartisan consensus has fractured beyond recognition. One respondent put it, nobody should go through October 7th, but how long is it taking and how worse Israel is doing, how much worse to Palestinians, it just doesn't feel like a level playing field anymore. This is a generational, partisan, and moral. The majority of Americans no longer see Israel as the victim. They see an aggressor carrying out intentional civilian killings, waging a war they want to end. Trump just posted on an AI video of Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. I put that over onto my Telegram. It's pretty funny. U.S. government is headed to a shutdown, according to J.D. Vance. The letter that Charlie Kirk sent to Benjamin Netanyahu has been published in full, confirming that he never changed his stance toward Israel in the slightest and remained a staunch Zionist in his last days. In the letter, Kirk laments how deeply unpopular Israel has become in the United States, especially amongst the youth on both sides of the political spectrum. He provides tips to the Israeli Prime Minister on improving their propaganda and indoctrinating the youth more effectively. Oh man, this is from Middle East Spectator. He expresses frustrations at being accused of being a paid apologist for Israel, then goes on to tell Netanyahu how to dehumanize Palestinians effectively and how to demonize Iran further, suggesting actions like flying a plane with a Star of David to the U.S. with supplies after a hurricane to better portray Israel as an ally to Americans. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Hi, Erical Toros. How are you, buddy? How's your life? Mine's pretty awesome, really, all things considered. All right, friends. That's your crisis report for September 29th, 2025. Appreciate you being here. Hit that like button, do the subscribe thing. If you're mentally ill, go get help. We're brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. If you want to turn your IRA into gold and silver IRA, this company is one of the best and highest rated out there, touted by CNBC, member of the Better Business Bureau. You click on the link in the description, you do an informational, and you decide whether to go forward or not. Okay? Other than that, other partnerships in the description. You can find us on Gab, Minds, Truth, Twitter, X, Subscribestar, Locals, and Substack. Substack, you can get a full transcript of this. And yeah, Locals and Subscribestar are great places. Find it's a couple bucks a month or whatever. But I put stuff up there that gets you kicked off Facebook. Other than that, I mean, that's basically it. What do you think? Should we do the mask going forward? Should we? I like the white. I got to be honest with you. Put a big word like here. It says, so big neck, big man. I'm not small. I'll tell you that much. So anyway, that's what we got going on, folks. So there's the fade out. Okay. Mhm. There you go. Take it all in. Take it all in. There it is. I prefer black, but if you put freedom on it, yeah. That's it, folks. I miss doing it this way. I got to be honest with you. So, Tom Cruise face talking would be more. I like that. Yes, yes. So, all right, friends. I'll go try to find my my Guy Fawkes mask. So, mm, there it is. What do you think? All right, Doctor Mysterio, I presume. Yeah, it's called "I Don't Want to Get Stabbed by Eric Toros." So let's just move on. Oh, that poor guy. I hope he figures it out. All right, friends. God bless you all, and we'll see you on the next one.